welcome back to College Press Box. While spring teams are in full swing, football has kept busy during off-season. This Sunday is the annual orange-white scrimmage for Texas football, but it looks like the team will be suffering some major setbacks. Thomas, what can you tell us about that?
Well, it's difficult because he did miss 10 games last year with all those concussions, and he's going to miss more time with an injury he had in last week's spring practice. He fractured his left foot during a spring practice. The break is a Jones fracture, which connects to the small toe of the fifth metatarsal. Ultimately, he's going to feel pain, swelling, and there's going to be a hard time walking. He's expected to miss the game on Saturday at DKR, but he's expected to be back for fall camp, according to the team trainer.
How do you think this injury will affect the Horns during the spring game as well as the summer?
Well, it's going to be interesting because Tyron Swoops is going to get his first career collegiate start. He's the only scholarship quarterback besides Ash who will be playing in this game. You got freshman walk-on Trey Holtz, as well as junior Aniag Booley, who previously played wide receiver and tight end for the team. Summer months will also see 1 and 2 more quarterbacks added to the roster. You got Denton Gyers, Gerard Hurd, as well as the former quarterback at USC, Max Wittick. His coach at Mater Dei High School said that he's leaning towards Texas as of right now.
Coach Strong has made some major changes to the program. What do you think will be some of the adjustments the players will face under Charlie Strong's regime?
Well, you know, the biggest adjustment is that Coach Strong definitely has a tighter hold on this team than Mac Brown did, at least the last couple of years that Mac had. You've already seen a stamp that he's made on this program. He's kicked off a couple seniors. And we'll talk about that in the next question. But basically, you're going to see the physicality there. He's a no-nonsense coach. He's really been able to just make a statement and, you know, be a powerful figure. And I think this is someone that this team needs. You have, you know, Leroy Scott, the DB, who's one of the guys who's kicked off 17 career tackles, 2.5, as well as you have a special teams player of the year. He was the other one who was kicked off the team.
All right, and how do you think the leadership will be with the rising seniors and the success of the team as the transitional season begins?
Well, I mean, it's got to be all about the seniors this year. In a transitional year, you're going to see those guys who have the most experience be able to take this team to the top. It's all going to have to come around David Ash, who there's so many questions surrounding him. He does have the medical redshirt, so technically he's a four-year junior. He's the best option that we have currently. Too many questions surrounding Swoops. Of course, you got Hurd. He's not going to be available until the summer, so we won't know the program until then. And then you got a great running core of Malcolm Brown, Joe Bergeron, both seniors, alongside junior Jonathan Gray. And you got Jackson Shipley, who's going to have to make a huge impact this year. Had a really good freshman year, has kind of dipped off a little bit the last 2 years. He's really going to have to step up, kind of be like a number one option, wide receiver option for this team, someone that whoever the quarterback is can rely on. And you got defense, Jordan Hicks, Quandre Diggs, Nat Boyer, Cedric Reed, some key names on defense coming back. All the seniors are going to have to lead the charge this year.
Well, thank you for your input, Thomas. Now let's take a look at what's happening in Texas sports this week. On Tuesday, baseball will play against UT Arlington at 6 p.m., and Wednesday's men's tennis will play against Baylor at 6 p.m. Baseball versus TCU at 6 p.m., and softball at Oklahoma at 8 p.m.
You got Friday women's tennis versus Baylor at 5 p.m. Baseball hosts TCU at 6 p.m. and softball at Oklahoma at 6:30. Make sure to look out for all these games around the 40 acres.
Saturday, we will have track and field at Michael Johnson Dr. Pepper Classic. The spring football game will be at 1 p.m. Baseball versus TCU at 4 p.m. Men's tennis at Texas Tech at 6 p.m. Softball at Oklahoma at 6:30 p.m. Rowing at Clemson Invitational, and volleyball versus, we don't know yet actually, in Dallas. Make sure to look out for those games. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow us on Twitter at College Press Box for updates throughout the week about Texas sports. And you can catch us here every Monday at 9:30. Also, for some of the best sports debates in the 40 acres, tune in to College Crossfire every Wednesday at 9:30. You can follow them on Twitter at College Xfire. From everyone in Master Control, the studio, Thomas, Peter, and myself, thank you and have a good night.
And if they trying to doubt the South, that's fine. We riding dirty at the same time, shine. For all the dope boys pushing on the grind. For all the dope girls.
Welcome back to College Press Box. Texas softball is in full motion. This past weekend, the Longhorns swept the Iowa State Cyclones in a 3-game series, outscoring them 38-7. Texas had 18 hits on Saturday and scored 38 runs against Iowa, making it the most it has gathered in 3-game series in school history. Senior Taylor Thom blasted her 8th home run of the season in a 3-for-3 day. Brajay Washington extended her base streak to 33 straight games. The Horns are now 6-1 in conference play and are heading to Norman this Thursday to play against Oklahoma.
Longhorns have won 8-10 and look to continue their winning ways with a trip to Norman coming up this week.
Thomas, what do you think the weekend sweep for Iowa State will bring to Texas?
I mean, Iowa State has been near the cellar of the Big 12 the last couple years. In the last 5 years, they've been second to last or last in all 5 seasons. So the Longhorns were expected to take care of business this weekend. A 38-7 run advantage is something of UT's stature, especially against a lowly team like Iowa State in the Big 12. I was impressed with Friday's 19-6 outing, and half their weekend runs were scored that night. Lindsey Stevens, Taylor Thom came up big, combining for 5 with 9 RBIs. Aaron Sharman also came up big as a DH and pinch hitter, added 3 RBIs on a 2-for-2 night.
What are some of the key changes Texas made to overcome the slow start of the season, and do you think they will keep up the momentum?
Well, I mean, they've definitely been a high-scoring team all season, but shortstop Taylor Thom and outfielder Brajay Washington have really stepped it up this season. Both are in the top 2 for the team in runs and hits. Both have been reliable, played and started in all 42 games this season. Stevens is also the team leader with home runs and RBIs, 13 home runs and 53 RBIs on the season. And we head to volleyball and Gregory Gymnasium for the spring game against New Mexico State. This team, first play of the game, Nicole Dalton sets the ball up and Sarah gets the kill. Texas 1-0. She serves it up and gets the ace. Texas up 21-14. Dalton bumps it up and gets to Kat Brooks, and filler Victoria gets the kill. Texas 25-17 wins the first set, and there's Hookem at the stadium. Dalton hits it over Victoria and gets another kill. Texas up 8-0. Dalton would end up with 24 assists. But Victoria spikes it for another kill, avoiding a New Mexico strike. Dalton to Eckerman for the kill. Texas continues their stride, 13-3. And Balsovic serves and gets the ace. Horns win the second set, 25-8. Third set, Horns losing, 4-5 to the Aggies. Dalton sends it over to senior Cat Bell, gets the kill. Texas ties it up at 5. Aggies try to spike it over, and Cat Bell. Texas wins the third set, 25-17, their third straight of the game. And now we have some kind words from the coach.
It's always good to get back after it again. I really like the dynamic of this team. They did some really good things today, and it's a good time because we don't have much time to train, so we're just working on some of the things, but overall we're very pleased with the performance that we had.
Volleyball is North's looking for a strong season as they return with players like Haley Eckerman and Kat Bell. What kind of contributions do you think they will bring, especially regarding the NCAA tournament run?
Well, these two players are the lone seniors on this team. Of course, they won the national championship in 2012 and are coming off a couple long tournament runs with the Horns in all 3 seasons with the team. It's a lot younger team this year than in past years. Eckerman and Bell will definitely be able to lead the charge and use their experience to their advantage.
What are your impressions about the exhibition against NMSU?
Very dominant. 2 of the 5, I believe, they did not give up double-digit points in a set, so that's very impressive. Plus the hitting percentage, 351 for the Horns, .078 for the New Mexico State Aggies.
All right, thank you, Thomas. That was some great insight about volleyball. I can't wait to see what the season has in store. When we come back, we'll take a look at Texas tennis,
as well as the Track Texas Invitational. Stay tuned, it's College Press Box. Welcome back to College Press Box. Over the weekend, the Longhorn women hit the tennis court for 2 matches against Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. We begin with Friday's match against the Sooners. Number 22, Texas, improved to 6-1 in Big 12 play with a 5-2 victory over number 18, Oklahoma. The Horns used a brilliant effort by Batra and Caprisi to win the opening set of doubles 8-3, but lost 2 of 3. After the Sooners earned the tiebreaker to give them the doubles edge, the Horns took the match with a dominant singles effort. Head coach Patty Fendick McCain improved 11-0 against Sooners after the Horns took 4 of 5 in the singles. Elizabeth Begley and Pippa Horn and Elizabeth Begley teamed up with Koprinski and Baltra to finish off their rivals in the Red River rivalry.
Women's tennis suffered a loss against Oklahoma State. The match opened with Oklahoma State winning 2 of 3 doubles to get the doubles point. In singles play, Texas recorded wins from Nita Koprachina and Radnika Batra, who improved 8-0 in conference play. However, this was not enough to get the Horns the win as Oklahoma State took lead in 3 singles, ending the day with a score of 4-3. Texas is now 6-2 in Big 12 play and are getting ready to play Baylor in their final regular season match. Thomas, how do you think the Horns will do against the Bears?
Well, it's going to be tough because the Bears are undefeated in conference play. The Horns have not been particularly impressive at home. They've been 8-6, so that will be an interesting fact as they go into this Friday's ball game.
I definitely think it's going to be a tough match for the Horns. Baylor has not, in fact, lost any conference games, and after the win against Oklahoma, they are now ranked 17th. This will be a very interesting encounter. However, Baylor does have the upper hand going into the matches.
Over the weekend, the Longhorn golf team competed in the 68th Annual Western Intercollegiate Tournament in Santa Cruz, California. Texas freshman and California native Bo Hostler led the charge for the Horns with his first career top 5 finish in college. He finished tied for 3rd individual with the UC Irvine's Pete Fernandez at 4 under for the tournament. The Horns finished 8th in the team standings at Pasatiempo Golf Club.
Texas participated in the Invitational on Saturday at Myers Stadium. The Texas women won 7 events and the men won 5 as they swept the team title. Reese Watson led the men's team with the best outdoor performance of his career, as Ryan Krauser had his best career performance in discus. These accomplishments put Texas at first place in the Invitational. The Longhorns continue the regular season on Saturday, April 19th, when they will compete in the Michael Johnson Classic at Baylor.
And now we talk to some rugby players.
In terms of the physicality, definitely. I think a few of the guys are a bit banged up, as you'd expect. But, I mean, we probably didn't expect to score 55 points. You know, you never really can expect to go out and do that. But, yeah, in terms of the physicality, the challenge they presented, you know, we were fully ready for that task.
Well, in the first half, we came out really strong, came out really hard. We stuck to our game plan. Second half, we just had to focus. We had the wind against us, so we couldn't kick nearly as much, and we had to prepare for their kicks. But overall, we handled it really well, got our tackles down, and we won.
You know, it's awesome. I can't even express how happy I am and how proud I am to be part of this team. And you know, it's kind of bittersweet because
the team headed up to Notre Dame, Indiana for 6 p.m. pitch. A lot of scoring in the first half, and the Horns led 41-12 at halftime. Texas struggled in the scrums, but found success breaking the line and going for long runs. Notre Dame did not counter-rock, which gave the Horns a break in the match. The Horns coach finished off the day saying it was the best performance by the Texas rugby team in history.
Coming after the break, what's in store for Texas football? And can we expect Sunday's spring game? What can we expect from Sunday's spring game? Stay tuned, it's College Press Box. Sorry. Tonight on College Press Box, we are taking a look at the 2014 Masters.
We'll update you on all things Texas baseball, talk football, and their upcoming spring game.
This much and more coming up on College Press Box. Good evening, welcome to College Press Box. I'm your host, Luana Solis, and joining me tonight as analyst is Thomas Bigham. Thomas, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm great. Did you manage to catch any of the Masters this weekend?
Of course. Great event every year. A lot of fun to watch.
Well, former UT golfer Jordan Spieth made his debut at the 2014 Masters. Spieth faced Bubba Watson in a final round tied at 5 under. The 20-year-old came close to setting the record for youngest Masters champion. However, Watson came out on top by a 3-stroke margin, earning his second green jacket. Spieth finished alongside Jonas Blake second in place at 5 under. Spieth says, "That was fun, but at the same time it hurts right now. I did not come out on top, but I can take a lot of positives away."
Well, good for him for keeping some good attitude.
All right, well, let's switch gears and talk baseball. This week, Rice came up to Austin to finish out their series.
We went out to Dish Falk Field to get the highlights from Tuesday's game against Rice. Texas taking on number 21 Rice at Dish Falk. First inning, Schiraldi is pitching. Taylor flies out to right field. Shaw catches it for an out. Bottom of the second, Carter's batting, and he walks to first base. Clemens up to bat, and there is a steal to second. Next batter, he flies it to center, and he scores. It went to him, so I thought.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, you were really on standing there.
Everybody discussing what rule we got it. Just everybody pulling. Go back to your place and we'll get it done. Y'all moving, Thomas.